My next guest is about to head to practice, but he's also got a big fight coming up here. March 2nd, he's going to be headlining the UFC Fight Night card coming up here. It is Jairzinho Rozenstruik joining me here on the program yet again. Jairzinho, how are you?
I'm good, man. What's going on? It's been a while.
It has. I know we haven't seen you in a bit. We'll talk about that in a second, but I wanted to start first with the fact that this card was supposed to be in Saudi Arabia. When did you find out it got switched to being in the U.S.?
I think a few weeks ago.
Okay.
First I saw something on. No, I went to practice, and one of this guy, I think it was a guy, one of the guy, a Russian guy, some like Arabia, a guy from Saudi Arabia as well. He was like, "Your fight got canceled." I'm like, "No, I'm fighting March 2nd." He's like, "No, I got canceled." That's how I found out.
Was this fight always 5 rounds, or when did you find out you were the main event?
Nah, it was a 3 round fight when I first signed, and then I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, I found out it's going to be the main event, which is
Okay.
better because the opportunity to put my name out there, and of course, it's 5 rounds, but it is what it is. I've been doing it for a while, so it don't have to be a problem.
What does that mean to you, though? You've had a number of main events with the UFC. They obviously like you, and they're putting you in these positions. Like as a fighter and someone who's been in the UFC for a while, that's got to feel really good that they believe in you to make you a main event again.
Definitely, it's like the UFC giving me opportunities to go out there and put my name out there, win a fight, and then it all spread out because I'm carrying the card. You can say me and Shamil, of course, and it feels good. And getting opportunities in life, that's what we hope for, and then we're gonna make it count.
I saw your interview with John Coe at the All Star. Really great stuff there from one of my good buddies. I know you haven't fought since May of 2023. I understand they offered you, I think, a fight in November. So I know you wanted to fight sooner. I know you want to be more active. How do you sort of like, is it just one of those things where you're just, I'm just going to work on more things? Like, because I know it must be frustrating. I know you want to fight more.
It is frustrating, but at first it's like, okay, let me train, stay in shape, and then a few months go by, and then you don't want to hit the peak, and then you got to start all over. So I stopped training at a certain level, and I keep maintaining my regular things like my jiu-jitsu, my striking, and soon as we find out about a fight, then we quick things up. And it was taking a little bit too long. So when I got that fight offer for in November, um, I was yes and no, but it was a yes, and then that changed up really fast. So for me, it wasn't the right time, about that time of period, but now I think it's a better time.
Let's talk about your opponent, Shamil Gaziev, undefeated. Did you know much about him before taking this fight, or was he one of those guys you had to look up?
I saw him at the. I watched his fight in December
Oh,
in
cool. Okay.
Vegas. Very impressive. Also, perfect record. That means a lot.
Yeah, you,
You
you
gotta
must
take
like that,
people
though, the
serious.
opportunity to be able to hand someone their first loss.
Oh, definitely. And it's also a challenge to do that. It's
Mhm.
not only like you can hand him his first loss. It's also a challenge. He's been perfect. He has that confidence. So that means you got to take him serious. But uh, more important is he coming forward. He know what he can do. He's been doing it for a while. He has a perfect record, and that means a lot. So you got to think serious what you're doing. But know which way to go. And yeah.
Mentioned off the top there, you're about to go to practice. You're at one of the best gyms in the world, American Top Team. I know it's a huge gym. If we named every training partner, we'd probably be here all evening. But who are
Oh,
some of the
definitely.
exactly who are some of the main training partners though? Like I'm sure there's some guys you're working with a little bit more, maybe for this fight. Who do you mainly get to put a lot of time in with?
For this fight, I really work a lot with Junior, even today.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Um, all the guys are in there because everybody getting ready for fights. Some are fighting every 2 months. Some are fighting in a few weeks. For a matter of fact, this weekend a couple of our guys fighting in Saudi Arabia at PFL. The card with Falkonovsky tomorrow is in Haman, I think. Marcos Rodriguez fight there as well against Justin Tafa. So everybody's like in preparation. So we got a chance to help each other and go for war.
Actually, it's funny. I don't know if you heard Marcos's opponent. His brother's actually fighting now.
Oh, sick! That's a huge change.
I know.
Nah, whatever it is, I know Marcus can get the job done. He's a really good fighter,
Yeah.
talented guy. So we'll see it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. What's it like having Junior in the room? He's obviously a really lighthearted guy, but I'm sure those days when you have those really tough practices, he's a good guy to have in the room too. Cracking jokes and stuff.
No, that definitely, and he's also really talented. He's strong. He feels good. Especially now working with him, it's really good. So you can learn a lot from him. He's one of the guys been in the game for a while. So for me, it's really good and it feels good.
Your corner, who will be in the cage with you? Usually, I know you usually have like your usual coach, and then maybe like King Mo or someone. But who's going to be in the cage with you this time?
I I think it's gonna be the same guys. Mo's gonna be there. Steve Bruno's gonna be there. Conan can be there because Junior's fighting the same day, so he's gonna be with Junior, and his fight got announced before mine. Maybe I bring a friend of mine from Suriname as well as a new corner, but
Okay.
we'll see about the time period.
This fight, I mean, I don't think it's hitting the scorecards, but how do you see this one unfolding with you two?
As I mentioned, Shamil is doing his thing for a while. He believes in what he does, and I'm coming there, put the challenge up, and I definitely want to put people away instead of standing there for 5 rounds, chilling around. Nah, I rather knock people out, and I'm always looking for the knockout. So this one is gonna be really interesting. Shamil is an all-rounded guy. It's a big challenge for me, so I won't say don't miss it and don't blink.
I imagine if you're the main event, you probably got a couple fights left in your contract, or what is the status of your contract right now?
Now I'll definitely have a couple fights left,
Nice.
and also almost at a signing deal. I have to sign again.
Yeah.
But right now, what is in front of me is really important. Beating this guy and get my hands raised, get everything back straight, and then yeah, we go from there.
Well, the reason I bring it up, you've been in the UFC for a couple of years now. There's a lot of heavyweights that have come and gone in your division, and I feel like you've pretty much fought almost everyone. Are you kind of at the stage of your career where it's like you want to get those other matchups you haven't had? I mean, again, not looking past March 2nd, but there's some names like Derek Lewis, for example, that you haven't fought, or there's some names there that you want to have on that list that you haven't had a chance to fight.
There are definitely more than four guys up there that I didn't fought, like
Yeah.
for instance, Spivak, Derek, Ty,
Yeah, tied to
uh,
Avas as well. That would be a fun one too.
yeah, and yeah, I think Tom Aspinall as well. All those guys, it's like almost 5, 6 guys. So
Yeah.
the dream's still alive. There's a lot of opportunities in the division, and of course, I never give up.
Yeah.
That's a big challenge. I'm gonna go in there, get my hands raised, and then we go from there.
What do you think of the title picture right now? Aspinall's the interim champ. Jones is the real champ. A lot of people want to see those two fight each other, but I also understand it from Jon's perspective, where it's like he wants one more fight and he wants it to be against this legend in Stipe Miocic. Where do you stand on that whole thing as someone who's in the division?
I definitely think it makes sense for John.
Mhm.
Definitely what he did for the sport so many years, and then Stipe as a legend. Uh, it will be the most interesting fight for John and maybe also for Stipe to face each other.
Mhm.
That makes sense. So I understand John's perspective.
Absolutely. And then there's been some rumblings about Alex Pereira moving up. I know that's something you also talked with Jon in your interview about. I interviewed Curtis Blades this week, and he doesn't think Pereira would do very well at heavyweight. How do you feel about if he ever came to your division, the type of success he'd had? Because this is a guy who fought at middleweight not that long ago.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't know. His skill set is sick. He
Mhm.
got his skills. He hit hard, but I think heavyweight is different. Like if you got hit first, you can be gone. So, but you never know. You never know. It's if it's his choice, do it.
Mhm.
I'll never say don't do it, but if it was me, I'll stick around middleweight, light heavyweight. He's the champ at light heavyweight. He's doing very well. So yeah, don't trouble the big boys.
Love it. What video games you playing right now during camp?
Soccer, FIFA.
Oh, still soccer. Okay, nice, nice. I
Yeah.
figured as much. And just gonna do a couple rapid fire questions. So I'm gonna say these, and whatever comes to mind. There's no wrong answers. It's just your opinion. Aside from yourself, Jairzinho, who's the best striker in the UFC in your opinion?
That's hard. There's a lot of good strikers in
That's what I
the
mean. There's no wrong
in the
answer here.
UFC.
So whatever comes to
No,
mind.
I definitely think Issy's one of them.
Okay, we'll stick with Izzy.
Yeah,
Who's the best
yeah.
grappler?
I have to go with John.
Jon Jones?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also think Ilias is also a very, very good striker. Ilias
Yes,
Tipura is fighting tomorrow. Yeah.
that's right. Who's the funniest fighter?
Uh, who's the funniest fighter? I have to think. I think Paulo Costa makes a lot of fun.
Okay. If you
With
could
the
have
signatures.
if you could have dinner with one fighter, who would it be and why?
It'll be done, Daniel Cormier.
Daniel Cormier. Okay,
Because
great answer.
I have a lot of questions for him as well. Yeah.
Okay. Who would you want by your side in a street fight?
Uh, who? I go with Tyrone Spawn.
Excellent
Never back
choice.
down.
Yeah. Who has the highest fight IQ?
Tyrone
Tyron.
Spawn as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is a dream fight you would want to see in the UFC?
Uh, that's a good one. I think I don't think it's gonna happen anymore. But the funniest and the strongest, the hardest fight is Izzy against Gastelum. A fight like that, I would love to see again.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna fight ever again, but a type of fight like that, and it doesn't even matter if it's the two same guys, but a fight like that. But I don't know.
Okay.
I really have to think far.
I like it. Last question. We just had Sean Strickland spar that influencer Sneako. I don't know if you saw that online. Have you ever sparred anyone that's like, not like a regular fighter before? Have you ever done that?
No, I feel sorry for people like that because we are professionals.
Mhm.
If you hit me, I want to hit you back, and I might lose it sometimes. So um, I don't think I never do it. I never did it. I don't think I'm gonna do it. No.
Do you think Sean was over the line? Because I guess part of it too is Sean doesn't like influencers. So when the guy wanted to spar with them, Sean obviously didn't take it easy. I know you guys are fighters and everything, but we also know Sean isn't like everyone else. You know what I mean?
I think at first Sean should say, "I don't like you, but we don't have to spar. Just don't cross the line."
Mhm.
And that should be it. Hitting that poor kid will make nothing better. You injure him, and that's it. And you make nothing better.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally understand that. Jairzinho, thanks so much. Under 15 minutes, we got this interview done, so I hope I didn't make you late for
Great.
practice. But if there's anything you want to
No
mention,
worries.
but before we get out of here, any sponsors or any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
No, thank you. You guys follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Jairzinho Biggie Boy Rozenstruik. I'm fighting March 2nd. Keep watching, follow what's happening, and I'm going for the win.